Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Minnesota Mike back with you for another video. This is another one in my vlog series that I do through the Memphis Songwriters Association in conjunction with the blog that I write for them, talking all about songwriting and what has worked for various artists over the course of a handful of years, whether those songs have been hits or not. So this latest kick that I'm on is called Middle Eights and Bridges, and it breaks down why to use a middle eight and why to use a bridge in your songs. The difference between the two, a middle eight comes before a verse, usually the third verse, sometimes the fourth verse, right? But it's almost always the last verse. And we have bridges that come before choruses. So in our bridge kick this week, we've looked at Traitor by Olivia Rodrigo. Last week we looked at Kathleen by Josh Ritter. We looked at The Difference by Matchbox 20 and Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by Otis Redding, all of which, like I said, used middle eights in their songs. Now we're going to look at another bridge song, and this is Move Over Mama by Townes Earle. Move Over Mama tells the story of a man who has been out of town, and when he comes back, simply wants his woman to move over because she's been sleeping in the middle of the bed too long. When he does come home, he sees the dishes aren't done and the trash isn't taken out, but he doesn't care about any of that. He just wants to be able to share the bed with her again and have a little adult fun. In other words, he doesn't want her getting too comfortable without him. He doesn't care about the rest. In the bridge, he says, "You ain't gotta clean, mama, ain't gotta cook, ain't gotta tell me about the things that you read in your books. When I come home late, you ain't gotta wait up, but when I pull out them covers, don't you give me that look." I had the pleasure of seeing Justin 3 times in concert, and his sense of humor always shone through in these live shows, in his live shows. This is one of my favorite examples of his dry sense of humor and his ability to turn a phrase with it. Melodically, the song is written in G major and uses only the one chord in the verses before going to C, G, D, G, C in the chorus, which is a 4-1-5-1-4 pattern. The verse chords are also used in the solo. The bridge uses a C, G, C, and D pattern, which is the 4, the 1, the 4, and the 5. Instrumentally, the song uses guitar, stand-up bass, and drums, as well as keyboard, with bluesy sounding riff appropriate for its parent album, Harlem River Blues, although I would classify this as more rockabilly than blues. Structurally, the song uses a verse, chorus, solo, bridge, chorus format. There are 2 distinct parts to the bridge: the pushing and a shoving part, and the part I talked about earlier. With the bridge, as long as it is, it wouldn't have made sense to go into another verse, hence the choice of a bridge instead of a middle eight, going back to a third verse with the middle eight. It also wouldn't have made sense because this is an example song, not a story song, and all the examples, I should say, as to why Mama needs to move over were already discussed in the previous parts of the song. Like I said, this tune comes from Justin's Harlem River Blues album, and while bridges and middle eights are rather rare in blues music, this tune falls into the rockabilly genre where it's more common. I guess that's maybe why this tune reminds me of some of the Beatles' early songs with its simple verses and a bridge, although the Beatles were bigger fans of middle eights that force you to pay attention to the lyrics since they come at you so fast. So Move Over Mama is linked below. You can take a listen. It's in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I am Minnesota Mike. Make sure you check out all my other vlogs right here on YouTube, and then my blogs, which are on the Memphis Songwriters Association website. If you happen to be on the Memphis Songwriters Association website between now and March of 2025, March 14th, I should say, of 2025, then you can check out some details about our songwriting competition and enter that if you feel so inclined. I'm Minnesota Mike. Thank you so much.